Let's begin with this stotra. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghabarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanatham. Today, we are not reading from the Bhagavata and explaining. Rather, we will discuss Bhagavata-Purush Sri Chaitanya. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Almost like 400 years before Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he advented. We will discuss about him. But today is the International Women's Day, and we are discussing about the Purusha. So, someone told, how is it that International Women's Day and today you have chosen this Purusha? I told, if you come and attend the talk, then you will understand what is this Purusha and who is this Purusha. So this is I not only congratulate, but I also offer my pranam to all the women, right from the baby girl to the elderly mothers, because of these mothers and the sisters and the daughters, the whole world is so beautiful. So, my pranam to all women. And also, happy Holi, because now, of course, people have become very conscious. They are not gathering anywhere, or the Holi and all those things are now suspended because some virus have come, maybe for this 1 or 2 months, and then this will be over. So, congratulations on the happy Holi also. This Holi actually, again, is a color. Why we play with the color? And the color is made out of different the vegetation and vegetables, and that way they used to make the colors. And when you use that color, that clean the skin, particularly the India, because of the summer, the heat and all that, this used to help us. And moreover, this is the only time when all different type of people could come close to each other. So in the society, when they develop some program, something, some celebrations, always and every time, in the beginning, they used to think that how to bring all people together. Different caste, different type of, some are very rich, some are very poor, but all they will come and they will play, particularly in the Vrindavan, they play in that way. And unless you give a religious power, Indian people are not interested. Anything and everything you have to say that this is something related with the religion, then they are interested. Otherwise not. Even if you look at the Indian people visiting the different parts as a tourist, that also there should be a temple and some pilgrimage center, then only they are interested, they will go. Otherwise, just for seeing a few only, handful they will go, other mostly. So this is our culture, and it is so strong. Without the relation of the religion or the spirituality, they don't like to do anything. So Swami Vivekananda said, if you like to teach them anything, teach through religion, they will understand it better. through economy, through politics, through sociology. They don't understand. They don't bother to. But the moment you say this is something religious, immediately Indian minds, they're open to understand, open to accept, open to listen. So this, today, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom we are going to discuss about, he did the same thing. He saved a age-old tradition which is known, very popularly known as Hindu religion, Hindu Dharma, the Sanatana Dharma. He saved that. And that was the main thing. Now, when we are studying this, going to discuss about Bhagavat-Purush Chaitanya, we find 3 words. I was thinking in this way. The first is the Bhagavata. What is the Bhagavata? It is a scripture. Speaks about the spirituality, religion, God, and the creation, relation between the creation and the God. So these are the things it says in that way. So it is the Bhagavata. And the Bhagavata, second word is Purusha. Who is the Purusha? It is not the male body. Though the literal meaning of the word, Sanskrit word, Purusha is a male body. But no. Pura sthita ya sa Purusha. Pura means inside, within the heart. Someone is there inside the heart. What is that? Consciousness. And it remains in every being. Without that we are dead. We call it life, we call it soul and many other things, but it is the consciousness. So unless and until the consciousness is there, a being is dead. So the Purusha means that consciousness, which is the vital, very vital. So we have to understand about that consciousness. This body and mind is nothing but the apparent shell, just covering that consciousness, nothing else. Suppose a big building and no one is leaving. So it will be people who will say from the outside it's a haunted building. Unless and until people are living over there, it is not clean, it is not attended, no one is visiting. So obviously it is not the building, it's the human being. When the human being is living inside the building, then only. Wherever the king goes and stays, that becomes very important place. A few days before, I think last month or so, the Prime Minister of India, he came and stayed in the Belur Math, our headquarters. The moment he stayed over there, it became the headquarters of the whole India. All his office came, people came, guards came, everything became clean. Each and everything was taken care for a day. But still then, the whole thing, so they made our guest house, foreign guest house, which is outside the campus of the monastery. There he was. So all this, naturally wherever the king goes, the ruler goes, that becomes the capital. So this is the way, when the God is within the heart, then he is the supreme person. And how to realize that God? Through scripture. Why the scripture? Because experienced people have noted their experiences and they said, these are the good things that you should follow and these are the things you should shun. You should not go to that. So the 2 things, the scripture always teaches 2 things. If you read the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, you will find the first 3 verses is telling about the good things that you must follow. And from the 4th onwards up to the end, the God said, these are the things you should know, but should not try to follow. God is telling that these are mine. I have created all these bad things, but this is the rule of the game. I am telling you, if you can go like this, you are going out of these clutches. And if you cannot, well, you have to go on playing and playing. So this is what is the scripture? Scripture teaches us both what we should do and what we should not. That is also there. So scripture is the Bhagavata, and we are studying the Bhagavata almost. We are going to complete whole year. We have read. Those who have attended, they know, or it is available in the YouTube. And Purusha, who is the Purusha of the Bhagavata? The God of the Bhagavata, the supreme soul of the Bhagavata, Vishnu. Vishnu is the Lord and soul of the Bhagavata. But Vishnu is not active. If someone is not active, what people will do with that? So you will find if the in charge is not doing anything, and he is of course talking and taking the help of the volunteers and his officials, then the officials become important. People will be talking to them, contacting them, writing to them naturally. The same way, Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan, is the main, but he himself didn't do anything. So he was quietly sitting, and then he asked Sri Ramachandra, go and do this. He gave the power to Ramachandra. So the people say a part of Vishnu became Sri Ramachandra. And then came Sri Krishna with more power, more activity. So if you look at the Sri Ramachandra, he is also part and parcel of Vishnu. But his activity was only how to go and get the wife back from the bad person, Ravana. So that was the whole thing. Then afterwards he is ruling this, that. But Krishna is very, very the present day world. The politics is going on, economy, and this, that. Krishna is active. People like Krishna more. So Krishna is the God of the Bhagavata. First is Vishnu, then Sri Ramachandra is there, but not that much important as Krishna. So Krishna is the main God. So we find those who are Vaishnavas, they either worship Vishnu or worship Krishna. So this is the way we will come to know that. So who is the Purusha? Ultimately, the Vishnu. And who is Vishnu? Vistareti Vishnu. As because we cannot understand anything if we don't see a form, a name, some activity. Otherwise it's very difficult for us. If you say God is everywhere, okay, some of the other friends in different religion, if you go to their prayer hall, you will never find this like this. Nothing is there, just a wall. The Muslims, nothing is there, just a wall. If you go to the mosque, outside and inside almost the same. Nothing is there, just a wall. And you go and then kneel down and what to do? So they have decided that Makkah is the main place where it generated. So direction of the Makkah should be there. So the Western world, they are looking at the Makkah to the west, and the Eastern world, they are looking at the west. So this, the east. So this way it goes. That means they are taking Makkah as a center place. And if you are flying in those companies like Middle East airplane, always they will be going on giving what is the distance Makkah and where is Makkah, which side Makkah, because it's very important for them. So they keep the Makkah in the mind and then concentrating on that Makkah. Okay, something is there. Without something, we the human being, the ordinary human being, we cannot concentrate. We need something to which we should. So the Christianity, many of them they told not Jesus, but only the symbol, the cross. The cross is there. And then like this different religion, they have some symbols or books or something or other. Like our Punjabis, the Sikhs, the community, they have the books only, the Guru Granth Sahib. So what they will go, they will worship the book. Something is there. So that is the reason the Hindu understood that without something, a name and form, it is impossible for the ordinary people to concentrate. So they gave the complete freedom. Whatever you like, put before you, but concentrate. That is important. On whom you are concentrating is not important. Concentration is important. The moment you develop the concentration, the control over your senses, that concentrated mind towards anything you give, you get the result and the truth. So Bhagavat Bhakta Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he told that the one person who was establishing a new faith, a new religion called Brahma Samaj. The Brahma Samaj, they took something from the Bible and something from the Indian scripture and made a mixture because that was necessary in those days. So that's why they did that. I'm not going to discuss about that. So Brahma Samaj leader was Keshav Chandra Sen. And one day when they were discussing about their philosophy, when after listening to all this, Ramakrishna said, Keshav, will you please repeat after me, Bhagavat Bhakta Bhagavan. Keshav repeated. Then he said again, and what is this Bhagavat Bhakta Bhagavan? This is important. Keshav understood. I don't know many others who were there, whether they understood or not. But which is this Bhagavat? Scripture. So we are reading Bhagavata. And the Bhagavata is a guide to liberation. That is important. Bhagavata is not important. Bhagavata is a book, but it is a guidebook. And it should guide us properly. So this is important, that scripture, is it giving us the true guidance so that we can reach to the God? Bhagavata is giving in that way. So Bhagavata, and who is going to study that Bhagavata? Bhakta. A student is called Bhakta, devotee. Bhagavata, as because it is the God related, anything that one is trying to understand about God is called Bhakta. Bhakta means with devotion, with faith, he is striving. So Bhakta. Now what happens? The Bhakta becomes Bhagavan. So when the Bhakta becomes Bhagavan, then only the benefit of reading the scripture, otherwise not. So the hundreds of people are purchasing all the scriptures from our bookstore and from many other bookstores. They are going on reading. Every year we are printing in thousands. But are they all realized souls after reading? No. If you go to different houses, there are so many books will be there. Many of them they have read it. But what is the result? The information. Oh, Bhagavat, oh, I read that. That is Vishnu is there, this is there, that. And some the people when they are writing some article, they'll be quoting from there. That's all. But what is the use of the guidebook unless you reach to the goal? The one person he had the habit of reading, the train manuals, which train is coming when, where he is going, but he never went anywhere. And another one of my friends I know very well, he is very fond of reading about the new products that is coming in the market. So he is very fond. Anything has come in the magazine or in the newspaper, he will be reading the advertisement. So new car has come, new this has come, that has come, but he never uses that. He is a monk, but his just pastime is to read all those things and he knows everything. Oh, you need that? Purchase this, he will say. But he himself is not. So this is different type of people. And some people, they will read the scripture and then they forget. That's all. No. That's why Sri Ramakrishna is giving the importance. These people who came, gathered in the Dakshineshwar, and they were discussing about their philosophy, not the philosophy propagated by Sri Ramakrishna, followed by Sri Ramakrishna. No. That's completely different, which Sri Ramakrishna, I don't think he liked that. But still he was sitting with them, listening to them. He understood that they're genuine people. And then he said, whatever books you are reading is okay. But try to follow the instruction, Bhagavat, Bhakta and Bhagavan. So this we understand, and then another part of the Hindu faith is a great faith in God. Any problem, God will solve. So that is, we are having. Not that we don't try, we try ourselves. But at the same time, we have a faith, God will solve. That's why we do two things. We try ourselves and go to pray. We go and pray and say, God, please help me. At the same time, I go and try to solve the problem. Both goes hand in hand. That's good. And then the God truly comes. We believe that. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. What is that dharma glani? The righteousness is subdued by unrighteousness. What is the righteousness? Love and unselfishness. That is the righteousness. What is dharma? Love and unselfishness. Please remember it. Too much of confusion about, like the coronavirus, about the religion also. So much of confusion about religion. If you are touching your drinking glass with the left hand in India, they will immediately say, hey, you are not a Hindu, because you are touching the water glass in left hand. So you should be right. And if you are doing this, all this they will go on telling. Is this religion? Nothing. Or you have to shave your hair, or you have to keep your hair, or you have to make a mark, or you have to do this. Is this religion? No. Religion is a constant, complete transformation. A human being is transforming to God. Can you imagine? So that is the responsibility. If you go to a medical college and studying medical, that means you should be a doctor, you should be capable to prescribe for the others. After studying 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you come out and you say, no, I refer to my teacher, you better go over there. Then who will accept you as a doctor? Doctor means self-confidence. How? Because I have studied those and I know. And then his experiences are also adding with that. That is a doctor. So when we are coming to the temple, praying to the temple, fasting, offering, we should also become God. Otherwise, what is the use of coming over here? So why? Whole life we are going to the temple and then the foggy ideas, and so that is religion. No. Only thing, if you can please remember, as Swami Vivekananda is telling, the religion means, the God means pure love, love without any boundary, and at the same time unselfishness. These two, if you are having whatever path, whatever religion, in whatever society, whatever language, whatever may be the time, they are religious people. They love, they protect. That is the main thing. So this is called, but when that is gone, when people become selfish, they're confused, they're killing each other and they're trying to grab everything for themselves, that is called unrighteousness. And that exactly happened. That this is called dharma glani. The history proves the 13th, 14th century, when the time of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was the peak time, the foreign aggressions, waves after waves, people from different places of the world, they invaded India, captured not only the political power, but also tried to destroy the culture and religion. From time immemorial, people who lived on the soil of Indian subcontinent, they developed a wonderful lifestyle, caring for the body and the soul, both, Deho and Atma. That was the beautiful way the Indian society grew. They never thought that the spirituality means I need not to care about the body. No. It is only for those who reach to the highest point of spirituality. Only for those. They will be retiring to the forest or inside the cave, and then they will practice like this, as you will find that majority of that our what's called Jainism, Jaina monk, they practice like that. Jainism is the offshoot of Hinduism only. Everything is like that. But they go to the forest and sit under a tree. If the fruit is falling, then only they will eat, otherwise not. They won't pluck it. Is it possible for the human society, the whole society to follow that? No. Only one or two. So Jainism, that particular type of practice is only for few people. But in general, they used to teach them, you should eat well and you should have a nice life. So that is why so much of culture developed. Dances, dramas, and food, and all those things they developed because of that. At the same time, they said, well, now you're enjoying good, but time should come when you should give up. So prepare yourself. So Hindus, Atma, which is subtle, but the cause of the transmigration of the individual self. So the special care to be taken to understand the Atman while taking care of the body and the external world. This idea was expressed in two words, Nishreyasha and Abhudaya. Nishreyasha and Abhudaya, these are the two words. A balance was maintained in the life. Human life was divided in 4 parts, termed as asrama. And then the 4 duties were given as per the capacities known as varna. The varna and asrama. The varna, asrama, then Jagat, Ishvara. These are the 4 things in the Indian human society. Indian society. Varna, that means the capacity to work. Some are intelligent, Brahmana. Some are courageous, Kshatriya. Some can take care of others economically, so that is called. And then some people are physically working, another. So these 4 varnas and also 4 asrama. In the beginning, you should learn student life, and then you should utilize that knowledge. Then retire from that, but help the society with your experience. And then finally withdraw completely. That is the 4 stages. Beautifully, the whole society was progressing. But the invaders aggressively tried to destroy these, and Hindu believed that the God advented as Sri Chaitanya to save them. The Sri Chaitanya was born on the 27th February 1486. It was Saturday, it was a full moon day, and it was the day of Kala. The people were playing the Dola. So Dola Purnima. Today if you look at the sky, you'll see the full moon. So this is the time he was born. His father was Jagannath Mishra, a pious person but poor. So that is very peculiar. So if you look at these avatars, they always choose poor people. I don't know. Sri Ramakrishna's father was also a very pious Brahmin, but poor. So he chose that Jagannath Mishra, and his mother was Shachi Devi. And his elder brother was Vishwarupa. It is Vishwarupa, and he took the sannyasa at the age of 16. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was 8 years, or 6 years or 8 years, and his elder brother was 16 years, he was also a scholar, a Sanskrit scholar, the Vishwarupa, and he took sannyasa and known as Shankar Aranya. You know the Dashanami Sampradaya? That our Shankaracharya, he made all the sannyasins of the Hindus in 10 groups. It's called Dasanami, 10 names Sampradaya. We belong to Puri. The Puri Sampradaya, because our tradition comes down from Tota Puri. Puri means the title that has been given by Shankaracharya. And then Tota Puri initiated Sri Ramakrishna, and from that same tradition we are also Puri. Then I was listening to one of the talks, our Sarvapriyananda was telling, and he very nicely puts that. He went to meet a traditional monk, and he was supposed to tell the whole name, and we say Swami Ishatmananda, but I am supposed to tell Swami Ishatmananda Puri. But okay, the Ishatmananda. And America has helped us to make that more small. Small. It says Swami I. Okay. So it goes in this way. But Sarvapriya was telling that he went to see the traditional monk in the Uttarakhand, and there he met an elderly Swami, and when he asked his name, and when he said that I am Swami Sarvapriyananda, then he said, Puri jo tha wo kya bhaj ke kha liya? That means, what about the Puri? He knew about Ramakrishna Mission tradition that Puri kahan gaya, bhaj ke kha liya. That means, have you fried that and eaten? Puri means a type of that bread. So the Puri, and Puri also means those who are living inside. So this is the Vishwarup took the Dasanami Sampradaya, and they were Aranya. They are supposed to live in the forest. Aranya means forest. The group of Swamis, Sannyasis, they practice the austerity in the forest. So Shankaracharya told, okay, you continue, your title will be forest. And then Nadi, Sagar, Aranya, Puri, like this. So we are the Puri. And this made a great effect on Sri Chaitanya. Though he was a very young boy, Sri Chaitanya was married because the parents became scared, as because his elder brother has taken sannyasa, and obviously it may be that he will also take the sannyasa. So when he was very young, he was married to Lakshmi Priya. And Lakshmi Priya, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the age of 16 or 17 like that, he became a very great scholar. He was debating with other scholars. That was the tradition in those days. You have to prove that you truly know the scripture. So the other scholars used to visit that locality. You have to go and challenge him. You have to talk to him. You have to prove that you are making the mistake, like that. Chaitanya was very great, and he used to take joy in that, defeating others. When he used to go, a young man naturally used to go and fight with the others, and then defeating the great scholars, he used to take a lot of pride. So that was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one day when he went for some work, he returned back and saw his wife is dead because of the snake bite. So, and then he started withdrawing himself. He told, no, this world is so temporary, so transitory. So he started, because of that he understood, no, this is wrong and I am not going to. So afterwards he went to Gaya. And in Gaya he made a sannyasi named Ishar Puri. He was also Puri, Ishar Puri. Swami Vivekananda said, the Puri Sampradaya has something with the Bengal. That's why Ishar Puri initiated Chaitanya, and also another Puri came to initiate Sri Ramakrishna. The two great personalities within the 500 years. So Ishar Puri, he took initiation, but took initiation in Vaishnava Dharma. When we give initiation, not that all the time we give the mantra of Sri Ramakrishna. According to the temperament of the people, sometimes people come to take initiation about Krishna, about Kali, about Shiva. And in olden days, people used to come and take initiation about Jesus Christ. So the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis, they gave initiation. So he gave the initiation in the Vaishnava. Vaishnava means his mantra was Vishnu, is the chosen God. So that was either Vishnu or the Krishna. The Chaitanya was 24 years old that time. He lived in total 48 years. Swami Vivekananda passed away in 48 and 49. Chaitanya also passed away in 48. So 24 years he worked for God, and he established the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Now 24 years he lived in the society, and his mother forcefully asked him to marry again. So he married Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya, and then the Vishnu Priya. And this Vishnu Priya was also a very wonderful lady, taking the name of God constantly. and never ever told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or forced him to come back, etc. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took the sannyas, Vishnu Priya accepted it. So that is the way, as Ma Saradamani Devi, they understood that this world is all temporary. It is good that you are taking the sannyas. But in those days, the ladies could not go out, so they used to practice austerity in the house itself. Still, her house is there. If you go, you can find the Vishnu Priya. Another Darshanami Sampradaya Sannyashi, Keshav Bharati, he gave sannyas to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before Sri Chaitanya, there were other Vaishnava sects there. There were 4 different sects of the Vaishnava before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First is the Ramanuja Acharya. Ramanuja, he was a 12th century saint. And he expressed all his views in Sarva Darshana Samgraha. This Sarva Darshana Samgraha is the explanation of the Ramanuja, and he is giving his complete philosophy in that book. And what is that philosophy? He said the whole thing that you see, the Padartha, these Padarthas are 3. What is the 3? One is Supreme Being, Ishvara. Second is the soul, and that is consciousness again. And third is non-soul, Achit. So Chit, Achit, Ishvara. These are the 3. Who created Achit? Achit means that when we look at the stone and all the Achit, they are not conscious. So who created? God has created them. And the Chit, human being and other beings. And then the Ishvara, who is the creator. But his Ishvara was, he said, Vishnu. So this Vishnu Bhagavan, if you go, he practiced the meditation on the Vishnu, and he said this Vishnu is the ultimate, so you have to worship Vishnu and no one else. So that was his teaching. And the philosophy differed from Shankaracharya. And all these Vaishnavas, they are against Shankaracharya. Even today, the Vaishnavas don't like us because we are the followers of Shankara. So that is the why. And I am planning that maybe after some time when the new property will be ready, the home of harmony that we are going to develop, there we'll be inviting them and we'll talk to them. What is the problem with you? Those people, they said that the God is the Vishnu. We are also accepting Vishnu. But the meaning of the Vishnu is all pervading. Vistareti Vishnu. Why don't you accept the meaning of the Vishnu in that way? Everything is nothing but the Lord Vishnu. And when you accept the Lord Vishnu as each and everything, He is the creator, He is the sustainer, then there is no difference between you and me. Only they say the creation is also permanent and as Lord is also permanent. We say, the Vedantins say, no, it cannot be. There cannot be two permanent things. There must be one permanent. So only on this point, forget about that. So we can be friends. So these, among the Hindus, there are 3 main sects. One is Tantra, another is Vaishnava, another is the Vedanta. The Vedanta is a small group, but they always explain things in a rationally. That is Vedanta. And they say that you have to have faith, you have to believe like that. So this is Ramanujacharya. The Ramanujacharya said, we are not God, but we are a part of God. That is the difference. What is the part of God? Like the spark of a fire. From the fire, the spark is coming out. The spark is also fire. But it is not fire. When you say it is a fire, no, it is not. It is a spark, part of fire. So Vishishta Advaita, special Advaita. So Advaita means only fire is there and nothing else. Only God is there and nothing else. And everything that you see is the manifestation of that consciousness in different names and forms. But in reality, even that is also like the mirage. When you look at the mirage, you see everything, including water. You can hear the sound, people are talking, laughing, and you run because you are thirsty. And when you reach over there, you find nothing. So who created that? You have created that. Why you wanted to see that? So that is the argument of the Vedantin. They say world is also like this. So you have created. But the Ramanuja say no, it's different. After the Ramanuja came, again 12th century, Madhva Acharya. This Madhva, he like the Ramanuja, he taught that the only God is there and that is Vishnu. But he called Vishnu as Hari. So the difference. Ramanuja is the Vishnu, but Madhva is the Hari. And Hari is his God. According to Madhvacharya, Supreme Being is to be honored in 3 ways. There is no difference actually. A little bit of, I say like this. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he made everything together. Samannaya Devata. So he brought all those together. What is that? The Madhvacharya is telling, you must take the name of God, naming. You must take the name of God. Then you must worship God. And also branding that this is the only God and nothing else. This is the problem. So they say that this is the only God and there cannot be no other God. That is the problem of the sect. The sect are all good, but only in one point they come and say this is the only God and nothing else. A group of people came from our Chicago, and I don't know where they met me, but then they told we will come, and they came. And the gentleman, he was having so many things, that in the hand, the different type of things he were wearing, and also and on the chains, many chains were there, and the stick on there. All people, they were following him, and he said, we only follow him and nobody else. That is called sect. And the sect, if the teacher is good, it is good. If the teacher is bad, then everything is bad for those people. Though they are trying to get the realization of God, trying to develop, but ours is no sect. We accept each and everyone. You see, look at over here. We have given marks, all are there. On our altar sitting the Jesus and also the Buddha. No problem. Why? Anything good, accept that. And what is the ultimate good? Love. L-O-V-E. Swami Vivekananda said, the God is nothing but L-O-V-E. And when you love, you forget all other things. Whether that person can speak in your own language or not, whether same culture or not, same color or not, it doesn't matter. So love conquers everything, and that widens your mind. So we believe in that. Love and unselfishness. And here the Madhva. After the Madhva came, the Ballava, he is 14th century, and he believed that Supreme Being is Krishna. Now in the Bhagavata, the Vishnu and the Krishna. And the Ballava Acharya, he said, it is the Krishna. Longing of the human soul to match the God. Then he said it is like the gopis. Ramanuja never talked about the gopis. Then Madhvacharya never talked about the gopis or Radha. Only Ballavacharya, he developed that, is the gopis. And all the stories started coming from his time. So that gopis were there, then they will go. And that our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, they took it on the top of it. So the whole devotion is nothing but the gopis. So this Ballava, he said, longing of the human soul to merge with the God, it should be like the gopis. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also appreciated that. At the beginning, that Swami Vivekananda, as a young man, never liked that. He said, no, that type of love. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, if you don't even like the gopis and all the stories, you need not to. But take the attraction for God. That you should love, attraction for God. And then fourth came Nimbarka. His cult is known as Hamsa Sampradaya. Hamsa Sampradaya. And he said Dvaita Advaita Bada. His God is Gopala Krishna, baby Krishna. The first we say Krishna, Vishnu, second one Vishnu, third is Krishna, and the fourth Nimbarka comes Gopala Krishna. Fifth comes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not establish any philosophy. He didn't write anything, he didn't speak about anything. But only thing, he used to discuss with his close disciples, and they were Ramananda, Sarup, Damodara, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and Rupa Goswami. Afterwards, these six became the Goswami Sampradaya, and these six started writing the philosophy which they termed as Achinta Veda Aveda Vada. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is Achinta Veda Abheda. Achinta means unthinkable. Veda, the difference is there, but at the same time Aveda, they are united. So his philosophy is Achinta Veda Aveda Vada. He didn't say anything, only like the Buddha. Buddha never said anything about the Buddhist philosophy. Much afterwards, his followers, they started his philosophy, Buddhist philosophy. So there are so many different explanations of the Buddhist philosophy. Here also the Ishara, Jiva, Jada are related. Now related means who created Ishara is not the Supreme Being. And for the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was the God? Radha Krishna. First was the Vishnu, second one was Vishnu, third was only Krishna, fourth was baby Krishna, and the fifth he introduced Radha Krishna, not baby Krishna. So there love is the main thing. So you will find that all the ladies are also there, the Radha Krishna. He unified all caste and creed. That was important. So that is why Swami Vivekananda appreciated Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As because you can imagine the 11th century, these people came particularly from the Middle East and they conquered the whole India and they were completely changing our culture. They never knew about this thing. God means a completely different thing, be afraid of God, that's all. And then you go on doing whatever. And they believed on the brutal forces, never on love. But their culture was completely different. And they are not educated people, so they could not understand these intricacies of the philosophy. So what are all these? These books are all about God. It must be all about devil, burn it. So that was their philosophy. So you can understand in that situation to save the Sanatana Dharma, the God came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and what to do? Though he was a Dasanami Sampradaya sannyasi, he never said about the Vedanta. But you see, he said Achintya Bheda Abheda Vada. Abheda means there is no difference. Abheda. A means negative. Bheda means difference. No difference. Difference between God and the human being, difference between God and the beings, the created beings. But at the same time it is different. Why? If you don't say that we are different, there is a problem. The people say, oh, I am God. Okay, no problem. I am not going to do anything. Yesterday, I was giving a discourse, a class on Abadhuta, Ashtavakra Samhita, Ashtavakra Gita. And in the 12th chapter of the Ashtavakra, he says, my mind is completely controlled and I have gone over the mind. Why should I meditate? And about the God, I feel that consciousness continuously. Why should I have to pray to God? So these are the words that is called the ultimate Vedanta. And this ultimate Vedanta for the ordinary people, it is dangerous. They don't understand. So I was telling them, suppose the two physicists, they are talking about between them, ordinary people don't understand that. Because their physics, knowledge of physics is very ordinary. But when they are talking on the top, they won't be able to communicate to the ordinary people. They will say, wait, we are developing something, you will get the benefit of that. Enjoy. The moment you put the finger on the switch, all lights are on. Enjoy that. How it is happening, don't try to understand. Because it is not within your capacity. A majority of the people are happy like that. So this ultimate Advaita Vedanta is just like that. Why should I have to meditate? Because I am that God. Meditation means you have an object to meditate on. So these are so again and again, when I was giving the class, again and again, repeatedly I say, this is only for the knowledge and nothing else. But the practices start from there where you are. Go and pray with your tears rolling down to God. That will give you solace. That will give you joy. So that is your religion. Go and help others. Take the name of God, steps by step. Then time will come when He will say, I and my Father in heaven are one. But this moment, if you just go to the church and say, oh, no, if you are just quoting, that won't do. That's the beginning of the talk. I will say, you have to realize that. So here also he said, Achinta Bheda. You are not God, because you have so many limitations. So what you should do? Take the name of God. But those people were so poor. And that was the time the Mughals were entering into. The Pathans were already there in India. And the Mughals were entering. So almost everywhere fighting was going on. You can understand the condition of the society. No stability in the political level. Ordinary people, those who were Muslims, somehow they could survive. Those who were Hindus, from both sides, they were torturing them. So that was the condition. What to do? Then he said, only take the name of God. This is the first time they say, and don't take it alone. Take it alone, but at the same time, in group, come out on the street and go. So the whole society will be encouraged and they will get back the courage. Still our religion is surviving. So that was the contribution of Sri Chaitanya. And this Sri Chaitanya, he said, from one plate you should eat. The Muslims always take from one plate. And the brotherhood, from one plate they will be eating. And so, of course, the divisions are there in the plate. And that was highly appreciated because of the brotherhood. And mostly here the Brahmins will be separate, then they are separate. In the traditional Hindus, they became so rigid. The ordinary people, they were thinking, we are left out. So they were tempted by those type of social practices. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started that. No, you should sit in one place and there should be in one the plate will be there, and from there you should take. So that was the introduction. You should sing and dance. Only singing, that you are singing, your mind is going here and there. But if you are dancing, because of the physical and the mental, the thing together, you will forget about the many other things. And we believe that if you are taking the holy name of God, knowingly or unknowingly, it will do you good. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced that, and Sri Ramakrishna also appreciated that. And he said in Bengali, Bhaktir Jat Nai. The caste system that is started at the time of the Veda, it was so good. But afterwards, some people, they utilized it for their own benefit. And till now, it is going on. But Sri Ramakrishna came after 400 years almost, and he said, the devotees have no caste. They are all same. They are all equal. And that is why you will find in the Ramakrishna mission, whoever comes, they are all same. You know, in our monastic order, there are Muslims, there are Buddhists, there are Christians, there are Jains, there are many Jains are also there, all together, there is no problem. And for past 5 years, they have to rigorously practice, they should read Veda and practice continence and serve the others, so become humble, and then they should develop the strong attachment to the ideology. My ideology is to become God. And God is love and unselfishness. So I should not have the ordinary ideas. So like that they prepare. And that is called Brahmanhood. So Swami Vivekananda said, we have to, from the down, we have to bring them to the Brahmanhood. And who is a Brahmana? Constantly thinking about the benefit of others, constantly thinking about God. He is a Brahmana. Not just by birth. So that condition, then only you can take the sannyasa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced this. His God was Krishna and his Shakti was Radha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with other scripture like the Brahma Sutra and the Veda, all the Vaishnavas, they read scripture. You can see that they are also explaining on those. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specially loved 2 books. One is Bhagavata, another is Bhagavad-Gita. So this is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and why I said he is the Bhagavat-Purusha Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhagavat-Purusha. If you look at his life, his whole life was dedicated to love others, to give faith in the other's mind. So whole life he did like that, and he developed 2 wonderful lines, we can say. One is the monastic life, another Grihastha life. Nityananda was his friend. He was an Avadhuta, and Avadhuta has no rule. They can stay in the household and at the same time they can live like a sannyasi. So he asked his friend to stay back and develop the society. Because society, human society, from there only the monks are coming. From the monks will come. If the parents are not good, then you won't get the good children. So that is why he said, stay back and develop the society. This was the great contribution of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And along with that, the father, the parents, they should be good. And they should also live in good means what? Good means not only that they are thinking about themselves, they are thinking about others also. This is goodness. So who is a human being? Considering others, thinking about others, helping others. That is the human being. So that you should develop. And little, they should try to understand that a day will come when they have to leave the whole thing. And they cannot hold back their property. They cannot hold back their name or fame, anything. Everything will go. So they should give their mind to God. So the ultimate, that thing. And he developed a wonderful, the path for the sannyasins. Very, very rigid path. And there he was so ruthless. One of his disciples, he went and brought some good food for him. And he said, all the time I used to get the other food. Why today? So good food? No, I went to so and so rich man, he gave me this. He said, oh my God, why to him? You need not to go because he don't have the respect and love for us. He gave you just as a beggar, he is giving to the beggar. And whatever the excess that he has given, I cannot accept that. Any food given to me should be with love, respect. So this is the thing. The sannyasis, they go and they beg, but that should not be. The people who are not giving with love and respect, that you cannot take. You are not supposed to take. So these are the ways Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and many, many. So we always try to follow the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions about the monastic vows and monastic life. Swami Vivekananda also appreciated. But he transformed himself as God. How? For him there was nothing in this world except the God, the Krishna. When he used to look at the ocean, he used to see Krishna. When he used to look at the sky, he used to see Krishna. When he used to look at the temple, Krishna. And there was nothing but the Krishna. So he transformed himself into that Godhood. He became God himself. So Bhagavat-Purusha is Krishna, and Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya became Krishna himself in this life. So he is the Bhagavat-Purusha. Thank you. Now please repeat after me. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Divyai Stavai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Nabidu Sura Asuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.